don't even remember. I'm in the back seat with Alan Hawka.
She knows that was one of the cars around there, Bill.
Yes, to land this Mr. Walter Gretzky. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm still standing beside you.
Wow. Take two. Just go ahead and pinch me. Go on now. They're crafted twin 48-foot wooden schooners, the traditional kind.
I'm Stephanie Beaumont. Welcome to CMB Scene, the show that celebrates all the people, places, and things that make the 4 Atlantic provinces so very special. From Nova Scotia to New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island to Newfoundland and Labrador, we take you to where the action is. And for this show, the action is here on Community ONE.
When Bell Aliant launched Community ONE back in June of 2012, its goal was to develop programs that showcase the talent, creativity, and passion of Atlantic Canadians. And now, in the midst of its second full season, the station has a lineup as diverse as the region itself. With shows on everything from hockey to home tours, recipes to rock climbing, making it in business to making sweet music, Community ONE really does have a show for everyone and then some. Over the course of the next half hour, we'll give you the scoop on our programming, hear from some hosts, and tell you how you can get involved with what we do here. Plus, we'll announce our CMB Scene Stealer for the show and give you a chance to win some great TV free stuff too.
Hey guys, I'm Bill McLean. I am the host of Inside the AUS. I am from St. John, New Brunswick, home of the friendliest people in Canada. Next time you're in St. John, make sure you visit the city market. Stop from the bottom of the top of King Street, make your way down. It is a treat. Lots of friendly folks and outstanding vendors there at the city market. So make sure you check that out when you're in beautiful St. John, New Brunswick.
An awesome tip from Bill there. We sure enjoyed our time at the St. John City Market. It's a great spot to shop and a great show to watch as Bill's Inside the AUS, and we're going to catch up with him in just a bit for a chat. But let's start things off with Startup Kitchen. Not a cooking show, but rather a show about startups.
If you then decide that you do want to take risks, that you do want to be an entrepreneur, do it.
From the creative and business-minded Robert Foley and Sahim Abdousamad comes the bi-weekly show that shares stories, advice, and a bounty of business information. Our region is growing for sure, and Startup Kitchen shows us just that. Their name for the record is a combo of startups and kitchen parties, which we East Coasters are so famous for. The other Community ONE show with kitchen in the title does deal with good times and culinary delights. That's Kitchen Uncovered. Join host Chef Andrew Nicholson along with guest chefs, students, and graduates in the kitchens of the Culinary Institute of Canada. Located on Prince Edward Island, each episode will provide you with simple to make and simply delicious recipes you can create in your own home, with special attention given to local ingredients, of course.
When they say ceviche, it's technically the marinating and the acidity that's cooking it, not necessarily the heat source.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Good.
It's cool to see inside the kitchens and share in their trade secrets. Watching them whip up something tasty and have fun doing it, well, that makes for a great show too. And while Kitchen Uncovered provides you with the food, In Conversation most certainly provides you with the thought. Broadcast veteran and host Roger Bill presents in-depth, one-on-one conversations with some amazing local personalities. From filmmakers and politicians to authors and lawyers, TV hosts and club owners, his guest list runs the gamut. He digs deeper to be sure, and in these intimate chats, recorded all throughout Atlantic Canada, you're sure to enjoy much insight, moving stories, and many a laugh.
That's really exciting. It just lights me up.
Thanks very much for joining us. It's delightful to see you.
Thank you
again
very
and
much.
talk. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Terri Lynn Kearsey, host of Atlantic Journal here on Community ONE. I am originally from St. John's, Newfoundland. If you were in St. John's, you gotta go to George Street. It's famous, you gotta go there. And when you go there, hit O'Reilly's. It is one of my favorite places. You grab a pint, there's always live music. It's just such a great time, always. The other thing you have to do if you're in Newfoundland is drive out to Ferryland. It's up the southern shore, not that far out of St. John's, and you do the Lighthouse Picnic. Now, You have to do a little hike. Don't be intimidated by that word. It's not really that bad. And the reward is worth it because you sit out on the hill, you get your picnic from the lighthouse crew. They've got mason jars with lemonade in them, beautiful sandwiches, and you can watch the waves come and go. Whale watching, it's just a beautiful place.
Awesome, great suggestions there. And we'll catch up with Terri Lynn in just a bit, which is a feat in and of itself because that girl is always busy, out and about with her show Atlantic Journal. Hey, and talk about getting out there, how about Trek It on Community One? Celebrating the latest innovations in travel and visiting destinations around the region and beyond, Trek It is straight up adventure TV. Their first season covered everything from exploring the Atlantic coastline to the top of Maine's Mount Katahdin, all the way down under to Australia. And the Trek It team is always on the lookout for fellow adventurers. Head to their site at trekit.com for details on how you can become a Trek It filmmaker and get the scoop on their new Trek It Traveler software, which bridges nicely into the topic of our next cool Community One show, The Game Code.
Get a chance to play Rocksmith 2014, Paper Dude, and Google Glass. And Boston native and StarCraft personality Kwame Mensah, aka Tempo, joins us in studio for his first visit to the Great White North.
The Game Code is your source for gaming news, reviews, event coverage, and so much more. Show host Adam Morehouse connects you to Atlantic Canada's gaming community and hooks you up with the hottest stuff from around the world. And while the Game Code gang tells you about the latest in video technology, Access Q gets you in on the real deal. After nearly 2 decades of covering the Halifax Mooseheads, show host John Moore provides exclusive content. Interviews with the players, coaches, and personalities of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League on Access Q Atlantic.
But into the second half now, and we're going to find out who are the contenders and who are the pretenders. It is tight. It has been a difficult start for the St. John Sea Dogs. Try and put it in perspective for us.
He's dug in deep to the QMJHL, and John's trustworthy reputation gives him access to the league like no other. Still ahead on CNBC, we'll spend time at home with Jordan Hibson, get on board with Greg Brewer, and go on tour with Matt Brown. Plus, we'll get the inside scoop on our favorites from Simply Zen host Elaine Shannon. Right now, it's time to go inside university sports as we catch up with busy show host Bill McLean. On his docket for today, pregame interviews for his next episode and color for today's matchup. Lucky for us, there's a break in the action.
We're getting sporty. I'm not going to kid you. Bill McLean, how are ya?
Excellent. A beautiful day here at Husky Stadium in the winter season.
Nobody playing, though.
Yeah, no. But it's sad. It's one of the great times of the year. It's a Saturday in the AUS season, and it's just one of those special times of the year.
Okay, and for people playing the home game, AUS is?
Atlantic University Sport.
Indeed. All right. Now, and you're inside it, which basically means you're covering what now, Bill? Take us through it.
Inside the AUS is dedicated first and foremost to the athletes. Basically, we're trying to tell the stories of these young men and women, but we also talk about the coaches, the administrators, fans. It's basically a show that's completely dedicated to Atlantic University Sport, just trying to tell the stories of everybody involved with the AUS.
You're having fun.
Oh, my God. It's a dream job.
Yeah.
This is something that I thought about that maybe could have been possible 5 or 6 years ago, and just met with the folks from Bell Community ONE, and the AUS right now has made a huge initiative to try to promote the conference and tell the stories of these young men and women, as I said, and we've all just kind of come together to bring this together, and we're doing some incredible things. The show inside the AUS, and we also have a website called AUSTV, which has just revolutionized the way that university sport is webcast. It's one website for every single sport in Atlantic Canada. We're really changing the game of how university sports covered.
Some real stars come out of this part of the world. Let's be clear.
Yeah, they used to say the AUS was the best kept secret in Canada, and eventually they said, you know what, let's stop that. Let's make sure that's not a secret anymore. We want people to know from coast to coast that this is a very special place here in the university landscape in Canada. And it's true, like nothing can match what the AUS has. 12 universities, all within a small geographic region, the regional rivalries, the sense of...
I was going to say the passion.
The passion, the sense of community, the sense of that, it's rivalry and school against school. But in the long haul, we're all in this together. And when you go to like an AUS championship, there's that real sense of family and community. You see a lot of old friends, and like at the Metro Center for the men's basketball championships and the Loney Bowl. No other conference from across Canada can match how special the AUS is. And that's basically what we're trying to do. We're trying to just let everybody know that it's not a secret anymore. It's really special what we have out here.
Okay, now what can we look forward to on Inside the AUS this year? You got a big plan for 2014? Or?
Yeah, Inside the AUS, we're basically trying to build on what we did last year. We've done over 40 episodes now, so we're really busy with covering the games as well. But basically, we're doing some different things like the AUS Challenge, where I put on the cleats or the skates and I challenge an AUS athlete.
Please, no wagering. Hey, how's that working out for you so far?
I've actually won one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So
3
very
challenges, and I've won
In
one.
all sports?
Yeah, I've done soccer, volleyball, and hockey so far.
All right.
I got killed.
You let me know when figure skating is on, and
Yeah,
I'm getting
yeah.
in there.
I would do that, yeah.
I love our Community One spots. You see them in between our shows all the time, but I'm showing you this particular one because it contains our TV free stuff clue for this episode. Take it all in, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to C&B Scene. Like so many of the programs here on Community One, the concept for our show evolved from a website. CNBScene.com is an entertainment-based magazine-style website that celebrates the personalities and places of Canada's East Coast. And we've been doing that online for about 3.5 years, and you've got to know we love having the chance to extend that celebration to you, the Community One viewer. With everything from our on-set interviews to our cool people profiles, and a ton of other great features, including the artist playlist. Now that's not what the artist is playing, but rather where they play when they're not performing, like this one.
Hey, my name is Tim Chaisson. I'm from Bear River, Prince Edward Island. And if you come to PEI in the summertime, you definitely have to check out the Rolla Bay Fiddle Festival, which is held in the 3rd weekend of July every summer. It's a great time, good tunes, good people, and I hope to see you there.
Oh, we love Tim Chaisson, and we hope you caught his interview on this show at last year's ECMAs. If you're a fan of the man like we are, you will know that he's got a new CD in the works. There's Tim right now in his home studio working on it, and we also know from our tweets with the man that he's co-written some tunes with NL Award winner Chris Kirby, who, by the way, is now producing Nova Scotia's own Keith Mullen's new project. You'll see from our Twitter convo with those fellas that they're in Cuba recording at a studio made famous by the legendary Nat King Cole. Now that nugget of East Coast music news brings me to our next Community One show, Sessions with Jimmy Inch. You see, Jimmy and his producer Ian McGinnis are in Cuba too, shooting a special, shall we say, remote edition of Sessions, profiling what will no doubt be a killer project. Usually the Session Squad is home here in the hood, taking in festivals, interviewing artists, and sharing some awesome performances. Sessions is a multiple ECMA award-winning show and one of Community One's first programs. While Sessions shows us the musical side of Atlantic Canada, one of the newest shows on the channel brings us inside East Coast homes. At Home with Jordan Hibson tours properties across the region and showcases everything from exotic furnishings to fantastic facades, perfect color palettes to functional features. It's a great glimpse that gives viewers both ideas and inspiration. From classic touches to on-trend, Jordan's show provides homeowners of the present and the hopeful variety with a wonderful resource. And while At Home with Jordan Hibson journeys across the East Coast real estate market, Studio Tour takes us through the cultural side of things. New Brunswick filmmaker and show host Matt Brown peels back the paint of the local art scene, visiting galleries and centers, festivals, and artists in studio. With an in-depth exploration of the creative process, Matt examines how artists of all varieties and disciplines approach their work.
In a way, it's sort of like a still life. It's like looking at a Dutch classical still life, which has always been my inspiration.
Studio Tour is your connection to the regional artists and art lovers across Canada. And there is so much beauty to behold, and Mr. Brown sure brings it to life. Tune in for that one, and while you're at it, get on board with another new Community One show. From the creative mind of filmmaker Jesse Anthony comes On Board, which, as the title explains, showcases board sport in Atlantic Canada. Hosted by Greg Brewer, the program looks at everything from skateboarding and longboarding to surfing and snowboarding scenes. Anthony's great love of sports and filmmaking came together for this one, and sharing the passions and talents of boarders of the East Coast, well, that's a pretty cool concept for sure.
Hi, my name is Elaine Shannon, and I'm the host of Simply Zen TV for the Bell Aliant Community ONE network. I live in beautiful Rothesay, New Brunswick, which is just outside the city of St. John, which is where I was born. And if you were to come visit me, we'd probably do a lot of fun things, but two things in particular. We probably head to Rockwood Park, which we could ski, we could kayak in the summer, we could go rock climbing. There are so many things that you could do at Rockwood Park. Then we would go grab a bite to eat at the St. John Ale House. All the food there is so yummy. Talk about fresh local, amazing chefs, and great ambiance.
Oh, some great ideas there from Elaine, and it's always a great time on her show, Simply Zen, Community ONE's wellness and lifestyle program. In it, Elaine presents ideas to improve physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. And let's be clear, that lady has a whole lot of fun doing it. Watch one episode and you'll see Elaine's enthusiasm for life is infectious. And it's a busy life, to be sure. In addition to Simply Zen, Elaine is producing an independent film with writer-director Rob Parsons. The divorce tells the tale of a boy's road trip following the big split.
You're gonna get me back here, in the spot, no later than Monday morning, with no scars, no warrants, no black ink on my fingers from giving fingerprints, none of it. But you know, it wasn't all bad.
Shot in New Brunswick last year, Elaine and her team are looking forward to having it screened mid to late 2014.
Were the last thing I expected. When it comes to telling the stories of Atlantic Canada, Community ONE has you covered. And here on CNBC, we love waving the fun flag for the East Coast. Part of our show is Scene Stealers. The CNBC Scene Stealer is, a celebration of one person every episode. And I took a vote amidst the Community ONE producers, and hands down, this fella got our vote.
That handsome mug belongs to Community ONE content coordinator Nelson Hum. Now, it's true there are a lot of great folks in the Bell Aliant family that make up the Community ONE team, but our point guy for every episode submitted is Nelson. Here's a diagram to explain. See, now every producer is set to ship their show, or rather upload their show, on the deadline day, and that almost always happens. And Nelson is always there on the other end, downloading when it's finally there, checking the shows for audio and visual quality, assembling the lineup, and bringing the programming days to air, and the website too. It's a lot of work, and we won't kid ya, we're a big and sometimes a loopy lot to deal with on any given day, but Nelson always does it with grace and great goodwill. And for that, and for managing all we can upload at ya, you, Nelson Hum, are a CNBC Scene Stealer. If you've got a person, place, or thing in Atlantic Canada that you love, let us know. Then on each show, we'll announce the CNBC Scene Stealer for that episode, and if your entry is chosen to be featured on the broadcast, you'll score a special edition CNBC t-shirt. Hit our site for all the details on that, and now here's your chance to get in on the winning. Up for grabs in this show, a pair of Thai dancer earrings, beautifully handcrafted by Nova Scotia-based artist Joan McGuinness. She's used sterling silver, kyanite, and Swarovski crystal. They'd be simply gorgeous to get, and they can be yours if you can tell us what color was the plane that towed the Bell Aliant banner in our Community ONE commercial. Once you know the answer, hit the website. It's www.cnbc.com. Click on the TV Free Stuff button and submit your answer. Good luck to ya, and we'll be right back with Atlantic Journal host Terri Lynn Kearsey.
Now, what's the family think of you being on TV?
Well, you know, my mom watches my show all the time. My dad catches it online. My sister in Calgary watches it, so they think it's cool, and they think I'm living the glamour life of TV. But
Meanwhile, you have literally no downtime. Is that fair?
It's true. It's true.
Welcome back to CNBC. In addition to watching our show on Bell Aliant Fiber Op, you can also see every episode on the Community ONE website. We're there along with all the other shows and some great specials too. It's quite an offering, and we're some proud to be a part of it all. Time now to welcome the new kid to the lineup. That's Club ONE New Releases. Premiering next month, host Fabian James brings us the finest kind of backstage pass. He chats with stellar NL artists about their latest releases and gives us a front row seat as they play their new tunes.
Well, my friends all run in circles on the wrong side of the track, and they will kick and fight with all their might. They ain't ever looking back. And if that's okay with miles I walk.
Filmed on location at Club One on George Street in St. John's, each episode will provide awesome insight into the songwriting process and showcase the talents of local musicians. I can't wait for that one. And now from the newest show on the channel to one of the original programs here on Community One, Atlantic Journal, the weekly magazine show exploring the interests and concerns of Atlantic Canadians. And who better to give us the scoop on the show than the host herself.
I love turning the tables on this lady because she's always out with the microphone to everyone else.
I tried to grab it from
I
you
know.
when we first started. It's just a habit now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Terri Lynn Kearsey of Atlantic Journal. How are you?
I am good. It's a somewhat nice winter day. There's no snow. There's not a power outage like there was in Newfoundland.
That's right.
Yeah,
We'll get to your hometown in just a bit because you're a St. John's girl.
I am a St. John's girl.
But we're in your stomping ground because this is the NSCC
Waterfront campus. This is where I got my start, we'll say.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And because there's going to be people out here who are saying, I would love to do what Terri Lynn does, and it's achievable.
It absolutely is. This was a 2-year program, the radio and television arts, and the first year you get to do a little bit of everything. You do some journalism, TV production, and radio, and then the second year you specialize, and you get to do it all. It's a fun-filled 2 years. It was a lot of hard work, but it paid off.
What a beautiful campus. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it really was. And it's very clean, it's very green, there's a living wall. It's a big part of what they do here, the focus of the school.
Awesome. So let's talk about Atlantic Journal because you really are out there doing it all.
We do it all.
Yeah.
We're covering all 4 Atlantic provinces in every show, so we have stories coming in from New Brunswick, PEI, from Newfoundland, and of course here in Nova Scotia. And we do a weekly show, so it's constantly looking for stories, it's constantly looking for something new. Why are we hearing about this now? And a new business, for example. We just did a story with a new restaurant in St. John's, Newfoundland called Eat Clean, and it's a new idea, and he's bringing in nutritionalists and experts to bring protein meals and paleo diet meals, that kind of thing, the new thing that's going on, and people should know about it, and we want to get it out there. But we're constantly going from one show to the next. So one show is in production, and I'm looking ahead to the next week. You know, our Valentine's special is going to air the week before Valentine's Day, so people get a chance if they want to get some of the chocolate, for instance, or we're going to do a story with Taval soap in St. John, so people will have a chance to be able to go out and pick up those gifts that they see on our show. So it's a lot of work.
So
and
you're juggling like cool stuff and current affairs.
Yes.
Constant.
Yeah, and events that are going on, and just people who are doing neat things. And you know, we love people to come to us and say, hey, I just heard about this, or you know, we want people to interact in our show and let us know what's going on, because I can't know everything that's going on.
No, that's right. Okay, so people could contact you and give you ideas?
Yeah, we have on our website, www.atlanticjournal.ca, we have a spot where you can plug your event and put your event in and give us some information about it. If you have a great story idea, let us know there. And we're also on Facebook and Twitter, and we just want people to give us things, and if you give us your story, we'll come and cover it.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Journal, Terri Lynn Kearsey.
You can watch this episode of CNBC and all the other great Community One programming anytime you want. Simply click the On Demand button on your fiber op TV remote and follow the steps on your screen. And be sure to visit our website at cnbc.com for our online celebration of the people, places, and things that make the 4 Atlantic provinces so very special. And here's how you can connect with the other Community One shows.
That's the Halifax Harbor, and this is my Community One jacket. Yeah, you might remember it from when I co-hosted the Santa Claus Parade with Jordan Hibson in Charlottetown. We had a lot of fun there, and it's just one of the many examples where Community One is out and about in the community. And you know what? There are so many ways that you can contribute to the channel.
Visit bellaliant.net, click on the Community One tab, and there you'll find 3 great ways to contribute to our channel. use our bulletin boards. Community One TV is pleased to offer nonprofit and charitable organizations a free promotional service. So if you've got a community event or an announcement, just let us know. And we'd love you to get involved. If you're interested in becoming a member of the Community One team, by all means, let us know. Experience isn't necessary, only an interest in learning about our station. And share your program ideas. If you've got a great idea for a story or an event or a show here on Community One, let us know. We are committed to Canada's East Coast, and who knows, you might even see yourself hosting a show here one day.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I can't wait for our next show because we are on tour with Dee and Brody. Be sure to join us. See ya.
I'm from a little country town where the sky's blue. Friday nights around here ain't a whole lot to do. So I went and called up sweet Becky Lou. Said, how'd you like to go for a drive? I took her in my truck to the railroad tracks. I lit a cozy fire for a little romance. I sang her a song and she reached for my hand when Daddy busted out of the woods. He said, stop it right there, hands in the air. You think there's something you kids ought to know? You scared your mama half to death. You've been searching the sticks, trying to find you, and dang, that was close. Her daddy's old and empty, might be twice removed. She's the daughter of a mother related to you. If you don't want to go swimming in the same gene pool, don't be touching. That's your cousin.